Well, hey, Saddleback family. My name is Matt Hare. I'm one of the student ministries pastors here at Saddleback. And I'm grateful today for the opportunity just to share a little something that's been encouraging to me over the past few weeks, and I hope that you'll find it a little encouraging as well. So a few weeks ago, a friend recommended a podcast for me to listen to. I'm not much of a podcaster all the time, but I listened to this one, and it's from another church, actually. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble for saying that. But in this podcast, they read this passage of scripture that I had read and I had heard many times before. It's a well-known one. But for some reason, this time when I heard these words, it was one of those times when I felt like those words had been written or actually spoken just for me in that moment. Maybe you've had an experience like that before. But this passage is Matthew chapter 6, verses 30 to 34, and the Message paraphrase is what we're going to read. And it's part of Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount. And I want to read it for us. But I want you to do something as I read it. I want you to close your eyes. Unless you're driving, please keep your eyes open if you're driving. But close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that Jesus is with you right now. Yeah, he is, I know. But imagine that he's sitting on the couch with you, right? Or across the table from you, and he's speaking these words directly to you. All right, so here's what Jesus says. He says this: "If God gives such attention to the appearance of wildflowers, most of which are never even seen, don't you think that he will attend to you, take pride in you, do his best for you? Don't worry about missing out. You'll find all your everyday human concerns will be met. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. Don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. God will help you deal with whatever hard things come when the time comes." All right, open your eyes. Now, personally, I don't consider myself to be a super anxious person by nature. I have my moments when I get worked up about things or frustrated, but overall, I would say that I'm pretty go with the flow and optimistic most of the time. But man, the last couple months have done a number on me. And I've seen a noticeable change in my own mental and emotional health, which I'm sure many of you might be able to relate to. And I found myself more sad, more worried, more low energy, more unmotivated than I can remember feeling in a long time, maybe even ever. And I've been grieving the loss of so many things that I love, and I'm worried about when or if things will ever go back to normal. My guess is that you can relate to that. You know, every single one of us, this isn't news. Every single one of us has been navigating loss and grief and worry over the past couple months, and there's plenty that you have missed out on. Maybe that's school or graduations. Maybe it's work or job. Maybe it's internships you had lined up for the summer. Maybe it's trips you had planned. Maybe it's friends and family that you haven't been able to see in a long time. Maybe it's your favorite breakfast burrito place. I'm grieving that, right? It's so easy for us to focus on all the things that we've lost or we've missed out on. And that's when we start to spiral a little bit. At least that's been my experience. But these words of Jesus, the last few weeks have been such an encouragement and a reset for me. And I've been trying my best to cling to these words. Don't worry about missing out. Give your entire attention to what God is doing right now. Don't get worked up about what may or may not happen tomorrow. Church, we have a good Father. He loves us above all else, above wildflowers, right? And he is still doing good things right now. He's doing really good things in our world, in our country, in our church, in each one of us. And I'm trying to focus on what he's doing right now in me and around me, and try my best to ignore what's down the road, because he will help us when we get there. And I invite you to do the same, to focus on what he's doing in you and around you right now. And don't worry about what may or may not happen tomorrow. He'll help us when we get there. Love you, church.